But I got my ass handed to me that day. Remember breaking my board during the contest. I think I might have went to FTC for getting a Keith Hupnickel fun board. It was yellow and it had the penguin on the bottom. I put it together, and at that time, I was blackballed in Thrasher. I don't think they'd ever done anything there. If you take off to the left, the blacktop rolls flat onto the white ledge part. Essentially, you can snap off the white part, and it cuts a good 1.5 or 2 feet off the length of the gap, but you're still ollieing the freaking gap. But if you go to the right any, the concrete rolls down onto it. And if you have to ollie from that point, it adds another, the whole distance of the white ledge there. Which doesn't sound like much, but when you're stretching shit over the length of Wallenberg with fucking 49s, there was no ramp. And it was just, we had to stand where the ramp was. It was just 2 walls of people. It was like a fucking snake that just moves the crowd that you would land in. I started trying to kickflip, and the ones that I landed on, I was able to start from the left side, but you had to throw your board down. It's fucking 100 people trying to go. It's wild, basically. And the ones that I got to go, the crowd was to the left. I landed on a couple, whipped out right onto my ass. I knew I was fucked, and I couldn't do it anymore. I couldn't jump anymore. I remember walking around. Kevin Thatcher came up to me, and he handed me $250 and was like, "Yo, man, Fausto said that you could be back in Thrash," or something to that extent. And then I had a little quarter-page photo of me standing there holding the money or some shit, and then the black ball was over. I maybe had an interview in Thrasher after that, but I was never, I wasn't in the Bible that much. It was this curb cut in Oceanside. You always ended up there. If you were in Oceanside, you would end up at that spot. The ground you landed on was that freshly paved, really hard blacktop. You could do flat ground there for hours. It's like a warm-up spot, meet-up spot, but you had the added bonus of this fucking curb cut that was it was maybe 1.5 feet tall. It was pretty tall, really quick and really whippy. But the way I do 3 flips, when I hit my tail, it almost works better when the bump is really fucking small and really tight. We were filming for the Prime video. I was fucking around, joking, trying to 3 flip, and I always go as fast as I could go, push 9 times. And the ones that I almost made, those 3 flips that I almost landed on were I swear they were 1 foot higher and way farther. I slowed down a little bit, and then I remember making it kind of being oh shit, that was a big one. But never in a million years. It's gotten more love years later, people looking back on it, than it did at the time. At the time, it was damn, that was a big 3 flip. I just don't remember it being that big of a deal when it was going on. 10 years go by, and, social media and internet and everything come around, and then it starts popping up and people start talking. I got lucky on that one, I guess.
Wait till you see your fucking legs, dude.
Oh, shit.
Oh my god, dude.
You see how...
To be honest, I completely forgot that we were battling, going back and forth, until there was an on-video thing that came out. And I was oh shit, that's right. We were kind of... Rob and I have always, there was never, ever any serious competition. He had already, nollied it. There had already been tricks, throwing down the gap that day. We both started trying it, and we were it wasn't being, any kind of, an aggro thing. You know what I mean? We would have been pushing each other for sure. I kept landing on the fucking trick and falling forward because of the hill or whipping out. And then I was riding away, and, I really don't remember it. I don't know. Maybe it's just you get so focused that when you're in the moment, everything zones out to where I don't remember shit. So I'll say this: Jeremy Klein, Jason Lee, Mark Gonzalez, Nodis, and Matt Hensley shaped my skateboarding. Those are early influences, dudes that were Guy Mariano, Anthony Van Engelen, Gino, Tony Hawk's amazing. He was a huge influence. I wanted a pink helmet when I was a kid. Colin McKay, Danny Way, Jeremy Klein, Jeff Rowley, Danny Gonzalez. There's so many people that influenced me in one way or another that I don't know. I think it would be doing an injustice to say who my, you know what I mean? To put somebody in front of another, Oh shit, Ban This, Rubbish Heap, Shackle Me Not, Hocus Pocus, and Blind Video Days. And then you've got fucking Plan B Questionable, Soldier Story, Planet Earth video, Lottie's Part, Jason Ellis, Chris Miller, all those dudes. Then you got the Sorry video, Rally. Nadas Panther board, the Hensley flagpole board. The Sword Hammerhead is always dope. Alba board's pretty sick. Anything the old Alba graphic. Gators board was sick back in the day. Early Ron Chapman board. Funny you should ask. I'm trying to start learning the whole NFT world and dipping my toes into it. I've had people ask me for the past 6 months now, are you doing NFTs? You're going to do NFTs? You're going to do them? Quick answer, yes. I'm just trying to learn a little bit more about it because I don't want to just shit out a bunch of art and be like, yo, here's NFTs and I don't know what the fuck they are, but I made them for you. Hopefully, you and you're helping me out with it. So, Technique Skateboards, I did a large painting for them and they're putting out a 4-board set from that. So I think new set of boards coming out and then they're going to re-release the original set. So I'll have like 2 series out with Technique. I did a board for LNX. I did a painting for the Burning Bush SoCal company, and that was going to be a multiple one as well. But so those all should be kind of coming out in the next 3, 4, 5 months. Julian Stranger influenced me a lot. It was a line of him hauling ass down a hill in SF. He has this little wiggle he does on his trucks, and it's almost like he's feeling the turn of his board. It's like he's rolling his ankles around, jiggling his trucks to feel how loose they are and just feel the ride, you know? And he was hauling ass, and his truck would jiggle, like Day Wan's does. That looks amazing. I'm skating flat ground curves in a parking lot. I would loosen my truck as loose as it would go, and I'd have to super glue it. I'd like sand my top, pushing down a bit to where to get more threads, get just the first thread, and just super glue the shit out of it. And my board would just dangle and jiggle and jangle. Skating flat ground, I would make myself go through the routine of whatever trick I was doing. I'd have to push 5 times, as hard as I could, as fast as I could across this parking lot. I used to be fucking just covered in scabs and shit. It's harder for me to skate slow. It just doesn't translate, and it feels real wrong, and skating fast feels right still. If I don't have dad duty, I skate every day, but I'm pretty regular routine. Depends on my wife's clients. Like if she goes in later in the day, like noon or 1, then I'll skate. I'll go in the morning and skate before she goes to work. But I'd say solidly 4 days a week. Yes, I did. So when we filmed that video, or we were editing that video, it was Jamie Mossberg and Sonny Miller, and they called these labels, and they just had fucking boxes upon boxes of CDs. I found the Opiate CD, and I started listening to it, and I was like, whoa, this is pretty rad. This is pretty good. I told Mouse, yeah, I think this is the song, and Jamie was like, he's like, all right, we got to go out and get some night underwater shit, because he was listening to it and saw it, and then when we put the music down on it, we started laying all the extra shit in there. It was like, okay, this is gonna work. That Tool song and the Tree People song from the color video, I still get messages about it. Answer is yes. I did ask for a thinner mold. PS Stix wood at the time was still original 7-layer maple, and that was just too thick, and I didn't want to be spray painting world boards, putting element stickers on it. Like, it felt lame after a while, and I wanted to be riding element stuff, so I talked to Paul about it. First thing he did was change the router before they sand it. So I asked him how thin could he make the wood, and he gave me almost like a damn fingerboard. He's like, I just wanted to show you how thin we could go. And then we played with that for a while. I remember we did it, and I was like, all right, I want to have a yellow top, blue in the middle, and yellow bottom, and that'll be the featherlight. And it was supposed to be exclusive for Element. And I remember I went to the Shred for Mike demo in New Jersey. I think it was Kalis. Josh was riding one, and I was looking at it, and I was like, whoa. I saw that they were doing it on another company's board, the Alien board. So I got back and I talked to Johnny, and he's like, yeah, man, everybody loves it. So PS Stix is going to open it up. They went from a 1-shift company at the time to a 24-hour, like 3 different shifts. And they couldn't keep up with the number. Like all the giant companies did it. Element, New Deal, Mad Circle, I think at the time, they started using it. All the other boards, it's kind of universal now that the thinner layer sandwiched in there. They gave me a good check for it, and hey, thank you. Really, I was making good money. I wrote for Element. It wasn't like I was. In the end, it worked out. Thank you, PJ, and your skateboarding is amazing, by the way. Oh yeah, it was the Heinz of it, and it was I just like not 4 days ago messaged Mark Heinzman posted up. He's got a Heinzovich board hanging on his wall like mint condition. I was like, holy shit, you have one of those? And he's like, yeah, I've had this thing for the longest time. I'm like, you know, we've got to re-release that thing. Like we've got to talk to GNS and do it again. So I know that I think his catch-up board's coming. That's what it was. He's reissuing the catch-up board, and I was like, yo, we've got to do it again, do the Heinz. So yeah, it was a joke because I had the Markovich French fries, which were the McDonald's fry ripoff. At the same time, he had Heinzman ketchup, Heinz model ripoff, and it was a limited run, so we did them, and it was fries knocked over on the tail, ketchup squirting on the Piz bottle, knocked over sideways, squirting Heinzovich over down onto the fries. I've missed a lot of family stuff from traveling. Probably missed out on having closer friendships with people. Injuries, like for real, like being motivated to continue after the injuries. Do the rehab and fucking salt baths and ice your shit and you'll be good. Like a bone out like a Japan, I would do one over the hip. If I go tomorrow, if not tomorrow, definitely on Friday, I would go and I'll film a Japan at the park.
Yo! Yeah, Kris.